my name is Christina Chavez. I'm the owner here at CMC Hair Studio. We've now been open 1 year, and I wanted to share a little bit with you guys about my story and my career and my journey, how I got here. So if you would like to know a little bit about that, stay tuned. Alright guys, so now that you've seen the salon, I'm going to also in the video show a little bit about how I'm going to do Brianna's hair. We have Brianna, who has been my client for 4 years now, and her hair already looks really good, but it needs a little bit of freshening up, so we're going to put some lighter pieces in here and give it a nice tone. And while we do that, she's going to ask me a few questions that will help you guys all get to know me a little bit more and understand a little bit more about my career and my dream come true. Okay, so Brianna parts her hair, actually she doesn't have a part, she moves it around a lot. So since she moves it around a lot, I like to do a mohawk section. This way she can part it either way. And then section into 4, so the front forward, and then 1 section for the back. How I'm going to start is I'm going to pin up the back out of the way, but she has a lot of hair. So we're going to need as many clips as we can use here to hopefully keep it up. Hopefully. Yeah, she has a lot of hair. And this is all real. All real, guys. No extensions, no vitamins. Just kidding, I don't know how much takes vitamins.
I don't take vitamins.
And how I do it is I kind of section into 2 back here, and I tease, of course, each section. What am I using? Schwarzkopf bleach with 20 volume. I always start with 20 in the back, and then as I go to the top, use a little bit of 30 and then 40 sometimes, depending on the hair. And by the way, these foils are actually from Smart and Final. I like them because these are actually cut in half. So I like them that they're a lot longer and they're better quality than the ones that you're gonna find at Salon Centric or Cosmoqueen. I feel like they're just thicker, so they work better for me. So how I start is I always kind of paint the bleach onto the foil, just like that. And I like to fold over the top. And using my comb, I'm going to just pick up some pieces and weave to give her a little bit of dimension. She already has dimension. She doesn't, actually, we don't like to be too blonde, right? I mean, we've been blonde like one time and she kind of freaked out.
I kind of freaked out.
And then she was like, go back darker. Yeah. But I think this time she's ready. She's ready. She's calmly going lighter.
Yeah. I just let her do whatever she wants.
Yeah, most of the time she does. She just kind of tells me what she wants and I go with that. So with the flap, I kind of like to use it so that I can control my foil more. And I hold like that. And I'm going to adjust the part that obviously is not blonde. If you go over the part that's already blonde, you're going to over process the hair. And I'm going to just peel out the pieces that are brown because I want those pieces to get bleached, but I want to stay away and avoid the pieces that are already blonde again because it's going to over process if we do it both at the same time. Once I feel like this is lifted enough, I'll go over the blonde pieces and I'll run some bleach through, maybe a little bit of 20 volume. We're going to do this pretty much all the way through in the back. Nice. See? 1 foil. You see that?
1 and done.
1 and done. Actually, we have a lot more to go. Yeah, okay, so I'm going to just kind of continue doing that same method throughout her hair. What questions do you have for me?
Let's see. Well,
she's like, I have a list.
I have a list.
But it's cool.
At what point or time in your life did you decide that you wanted to do hair? Okay,
so when I was a little girl, I was very tomboy, believe it or not. I know, I don't seem like a tomboy. But I was very tomboy. I had 2 older brothers. I wanted to be, I guess, just like them. Yeah. So hair, dresses, anything girly was not my thing. But growing up, obviously getting to high school, I got a little bit more into my looks and my hair, and I have a lot of hair. Very curly, so I never really knew what to do with it, and I feel like my mom left me on my own to do my hair when I was like in 3rd grade, so I would wear my hair up in ponytails every single day because I didn't know what else to do. So getting to about 11th grade, I started to care more about my looks, my hair and everything. So I started messing around with my curling irons a lot. I would go home and practice and practice and practice until I figured out how to do my hair and make it look nice. So I guess from that, people always love like, oh, I love the way you curl your hair. And so since then I was like, you know what, why don't I just do hair?
Yeah.
But I figured I would do more like weddings. So I kind of figured I wanted to own my own business. So I just kind of thought I'll do hair and I'll open up my own salon.
Nice.
Business has always been a passion for me.
Yeah.
So I said, you know what, I'm gonna open my own salon one day and I'm gonna do hair.
Yeah.
And I stuck with it.
Nice.
Yeah, it's kind of weird, right?
So what gave you the drive to open up your own business?
Like in the beginning was family, and my having a goal in general, and then now I would definitely say my son is a huge, you know, motivation for me and drive for me.
Yeah. Well, with that being said, did having a child affect any of like your career plans?
Yes. I mean, I would say like, yes, I would say it was a lot harder, but about a year and a half into doing hair, I got pregnant. And so this was not obviously a part of the plan, but I knew that it wouldn't hold me back from opening a salon. I just knew it would be a lot harder.
Right.
And you know what's really funny? So actually, like when I told my family that I was pregnant, my grandma was kind of like, I thought she wanted to own her own business. Like she was kind of like, good luck now, you know?
Yeah, like,
and just like kind of like, obviously it is a lot harder,
right.
a lot harder, but it's still possible.
Yeah.
It's still very possible.
Did anyone ever doubt you with opening up your business?
I wouldn't.
After having the baby?
I know, right? I wouldn't say anyone ever, at least not that I know of, no one doubted me. I'd say they knocked it. They didn't doubt me, they kind of knocked the idea. Like people would say like, you work too much, you know, I don't think it's a good idea. Are you sure you want to open up your own business? Do you know how hard it is? Some people would say maybe that it wasn't worth it. So they would knock it more than they doubted me. They would just kind of say like, are you sure? Maybe you work too much, you're boring, you know?
What's the best thing and or the worst thing about owning a business?
Let's see, so the best thing about owning your own, well, I guess you would have to say that you're your own boss.
Right.
I don't have to really, well, I guess you guys, my clients kind of are my boss. They tell me what to do and what they want. But I get to run my own schedule. If I need a day off, it's very possible. I just give myself the day off.
Yeah.
But at the same time, you know, like Saturdays are booked out really far. So sometimes if I want a day off last minute, I do have to like ask my clients like, is it okay if I reschedule you?
Yeah.
And I actually hate rescheduling. So sometimes, you know, it is kind of up to them. If they tell me like, oh my God, no girl, that was like the only day, I probably won't go anywhere. So the best thing is definitely being your own boss and being able to like attend your kids' stuff if you need to and schedule your schedule that way.
Yeah.
I'd have to say that is the best thing about it. The worst thing about owning your own business is, again, like it's actually the funny thing is it's the same thing as like the best thing. It's being your own boss. Like if there's a complaint, it's like you are the boss. Like good luck, you know, you have to deal with everything. You have to spend a lot of time away from your family. So that's probably the worst thing is like spending time away from my son. The worst thing is like never clocking out. You're always on the clock, you know what I mean, even when you're at home.
Yeah. So what advice would you give those who want to be part of the beauty industry or want to open their own business?
I'd have to say for those, because a lot of people do ask me, they're like, I really wanted to go to hair school, but so-and-so said that you don't make good money, or my mom or my dad said to pick a real career. And I'm not gonna lie, in the beginning, a lot of people kind of told me that too. Like, it's not like a real job. It's kind of something you do, like, you know, when you're not gonna be successful, you pick to do hair because it's just easy. It's definitely not easy. It seems easy, and I used to think the same thing when I got my hair done. Like, all they do is stand there and put foils in the hair, and it's like so easy. But it's actually not. It's not an easy career. It's really tough. You definitely have to be disciplined because you are your own boss most of the time. There's different ways to do it, but for the most part, it's gonna be up to you how far you go. Right. So you're always self-motivating yourself. But I would definitely say for them to go for it Don't, if you really have a passion for it, don't let anybody tell you not to do it. And do some research, like what's a good school, what school can you afford would be good for you. A lot of people, they have kids, and it is a little bit harder, but it's definitely always possible.
Yeah.
So I'd say go for it, and don't doubt yourself, you know what I mean? Or ask maybe an owner or a hairstylist if you can shadow them for a day.
Yeah.
You know, and see if you're gonna like that, because it is hard. It's not easy, and I think anything is gonna be tough if you want to be successful at it.
Right.
But definitely go for it. Don't let that hold you back. Okay, so all the foils are done. We actually kind of forgot to videotape when the foils were on and completed, but we just continued the same pattern all the way throughout. Mohawk section, did a little bit of the face frame here. So the 2 last foils back to back. Now we're gonna tone. So I mixed Redken. I like Redken products. So I mixed, which people usually don't kind of do this, but I mixed a 3N in Fusion with a 5N in Shades, because I like the consistency when I do that, and I like the way it looks. I like to melt her. I'm gonna give her a shadow root, so we're gonna keep her same base, which is like about a level 3, and we're gonna blend that into her hair. So in order to do that, I like to do a little bit of 3N to bring it down a little bit so it blends really nicely when we're all done. So we're just gonna kind of start with that toner on the transition of the new highlights or balayage highlights. And we're gonna do that all the way throughout, only on the transition, and then for the rest of the hair, I'm gonna switch the toner to something a lot lighter, because this would be way too dark to do her whole head. We're on the second part of her toner. I applied that all throughout on the transition area. It looks really dark, but do not be afraid. It's going to look really good after. I now mixed a Redken Fusion 6AV with Redken Shades 9V and a little half 9V and half 8V with 10 mil. And we're going to just apply this to the rest of the hair, because she's bleached up pretty even from the root to the end, so we don't need to mix more than one color. We're just kind of like melting this into the rest of the hair now. All right, guys, so we finished toning. We left the toner on for about a good 20 minutes. And then I washed her out, blow dried. We didn't style, this is just blow dried, and a small trim. And here is, she has long hair, so I'm trying to get it in the camera. Show you the front. What's on the front, Brianna? Let's bring it up for her. She's like, wait, where's my hair?
Wait.
Hang on, don't forget my hair. And this is all her hair, guys. No extensions.
I love it.
I mean, he's happy.
When don't I like it?
Right. She kind of just told me to do something. She didn't really have.
Yeah, I didn't have a picture. Or anything.
And this is like straight. So I mean, we really just blow dried it. We didn't do anything.
Yeah.
And now we went a lot higher with her face frame, which is something we never really have done really for her. So hopefully she likes it like that.
It's funny because I was going to show you a picture of Desi Perkins.
Oh,
that has her blonde here. And
yeah, she has.
I didn't even show her, and she just kind of figured it out.
That's just how it goes. My line. All right. So, do you have any questions?
I have 2 more. There's 2
more.
We
have 2 more questions.
Wait, there's 2 more questions.
2 more questions. Okay. All right. So we had two more questions. 2 more questions. Okay, 2 more questions.
Last questions, and then I'll let you go.
All right, fine.
So, looking back, is there anything you would change or wish you could have done differently?
Change or done differently. I actually feel like everything has played out exactly how it's supposed to, even though in the time it didn't seem like it did or it was going to. It's like all worked out exactly how it should. Okay. So I can't really say change. Maybe I should have waited a little to have kids. It would have helped, but at the same time, like, you know, that's a big part of my motivation as well. So that one's a tough one.
Okay.
Yeah.
So last one.
Okay.
What's next for you and your business?
So what's next? I actually, when I first came into it, I wanted I told myself I would do 2 locations and that would be it. Okay. But now I actually really love the teaching end of things. So I would hope that maybe I might go towards more of the teaching aspect of things, maybe do some classes, or maybe even a small school, maybe something along those lines. Because I really love teaching girls who are new to the industry. It's like a passion of mine now. So didn't think it was gonna go that direction, but I might just do that instead. We'll see, or maybe we will do a second salon.
Direction.
I like that direction.
Endless possibilities.
There is endless possibilities.
Just like my hair, endless.
Her hair is endless, definitely. Well, thank you guys for watching. This was my first video, so not hers, but she does have a channel that you can subscribe to. Subscribe to.
Yeah.
What is it? What is your channel?
You can just look for me under Brianna Ruth, and you'll find me.
Yeah. So definitely prescribe to her
Prescribe.
channel.